knowledgeable on female nature. And I'm going to ask him a few questions. Barracuda, is marriage worth it in 2022?
Well, I'd say primarily no, not for the men, because it's really a safety net for women. Men don't really, they benefit of having a legacy, maybe a 20% increase of income, and quite a few other things. But the negatives can outweigh the positives, especially when you have a lot of women flocking to get the bag and taking for his money. Look, we're either feared or utility, like Cass says. So it's like, yeah. And you look at men look at numbers, because numbers mean reality. Business go off of numbers, which go off of people. I mean, it correlates, but I mean, it's not looking too good. So, we got a bunch of women who walk around like they want to be independent. That independent relationship don't really go together. You become one, and say, I don't need a man, but I want a man. That mentality is dangerous, because you want a man wants to be needed, a woman wants to be needed. Like, there's nothing weak about that, but it's been pushed so much. And if you ever notice, a bunch of women are falling behind other women or behind a man. Usually for other women sabotage each other because they feel like they feel like there's abundance of men, but when it comes to each other, there's not enough. So they just. So I mean, it'll make it easier maybe to find a good woman, because you can weed them out, and there are women out there that want marriage, and they're complaining now, like, why aren't men approaching us? And they're starting to check the women who are making this harder for them. Mm-hmm. How many are doing it? I don't know. I don't think it's enough, because until the marriage rates start going back up and men start looking at it as, this is beneficial, this is what I want to do. No, I don't think it is.
That's deep. And when we look at this, okay, so a lot of women are, acting like they want to be Miss Independent. Mm-hmm. But I've realized, and like I say, a lot of black guys are starting to branch out to other communities, like, getting white women or Latinas. And it seems like there's a resentment when a guy does that, like black girls and moms, your grandmothers, they'll kind of hold it against you and be upset at you for that. Why do you think, if a lot of our community women are against marriage and they're trying to be independent, why do they hate when we leave and go to people where we're wanted?
Well, you call us leaving, but what they need to realize is that a lot of other women pursue us. Especially because the things we have to go through, they research us too. It's not only just our D size or anything like that. We're the most present fathers in the United States of America. According to statistics, against the narrative, and so there's women putting the work and going to college for men who know these things. And they see what's going on in our community. Like, these women act like they own their man, and they just all they have to offer is pee. Oh, they're like, we'll step in there. We'll give them the woman they want. And so, like Chaos was saying, Carlton Banks, they making fun of him and everything, but he ain't have no problems. and then it's because the ownership and the feeling of, it's a selfish aspect. You ever notice that a lot of black women, when they get the Caucasian men, they're like, oh, you winning, sis, to step up. Mm-hmm. Because they look at black men as second-class citizens. They look at them, they preach so much, don't let the Caucasian man control you. Yet you guys, they have been controlled by him a very long time. For you deciding, okay, well, Ford put the man out the house. And then the thing about it is, you don't pay attention to the improvements and what's going on, and you keep doing it. You're having kids out of wedlock, and you're having kids thinking you're gonna keep that man. Mm-hmm. And then it just doesn't work out. But my thing is, no, they like me, like, whichever woman I be with is gonna be based on her feminine level, whether she's black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever she is. And you want to ask the question, the most I'm attracted to is Hispanic girls. That's my preference. I don't have to degrade nobody to say that. Everybody should have their own preference without criticism. But the thing is, black men are allowed to have preferences because black women can't take damage. They can't take critique. They say they want to be like a man, or this and that, but then it comes to it, we're critiqued from the day we're born to the day we die. Can you take that? You can't even take a man's different opinion without getting emotional. Come on now. You don't want to be like us. But it's just a jealousy thing. They just feel they're entitled to us like property. When in reality, God created, we judge what you got on. You represent us. We're the man. We are the builders, the instructors. So if you want to talk about entitlement, reverse that. You know, it's crazy. They become the man they want to be and wonder why they can't find a man.
Whew.
So what are we supposed to wait around if our women are pro-law saying marrying too early in your 20s, that's early. Then when should you marry then? They usually don't have an answer. So we don't have to wait around for them. If other women want to get on our plan, okay. Because biology, a woman is designed to be the man. We can be lonely and have rejection and leave everybody else alone. You know, they're lonely, they still bother everybody. They feel like they still bother everybody else. Like, at least men know how to leave everybody alone. But, you know, they're not designed to be alone. If it wasn't for the government or man, what are they going to do? And that's not being funny. That's just, and when you tell them reality, it hurts their feelings. Like, that hurts my feelings. But what if it's true? But go ahead.
And you know, the point you make is why I love, you know, we got this space where we, you know, men can tell the truth, because women really need attention. We really don't need people. If we fall off, look at a homeless man. People leave him alone, he leave them alone, and you'll see him just sitting on the bench until the day he die. He cool with it. But a woman wants that government assistance. It's a lot more deeper with women when it comes to attention. So yeah, I agree with every point you made. Now, do you believe that these women that say they can, as single mothers, they can raise men on their own, do you believe a father needs to be at home? Does every family need a father to raise good children? Or what's your opinion on that?
My opinion? Screw my opinion. Have you seen the stats?
That's what I'm talking.
I mean, listen, we let them. They failed. I'm not even being funny. Look, most of the men in prison are raised with single mothers. Like, I mean, you can't. You can, but the probability of women giving the structure to a man is unlikely, because a lot of women sugarcoat stuff, and they go off of feeling, and a lot of times they just base it off feelings and manifestation, not logic. You know, a man is either become something or homeless, or take advantage of something. And so if you're teaching him to be soft, this and that, he don't know how to necessarily defend a woman or man up and be the kind of man or woman that attracts a woman, which is a masculine man. A masculine woman, a feminine woman, they're all attracted to masculine men, no matter, because they're still women, no matter how they try to change themselves, they're still attracted to men. They do things for attention for men, just like we do things for attention for them. We're mammals, we're made for each other. So, no, I mean, the stats are bad, and the single fathers do better than single mothers, and they don't even have all the help because they have structure. You know, they have the discipline. Now, there are chances of being more highly likely of substance abuse and certain things as well, because you need two parents is necessary to properly raise a child for increase the probability of it going smoothly, or at least going. You know, single parent, that's not easy for either one, but men have more structure, and we go to jobs to make more money, not just jobs that we like. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's the whole wage gap thing. I got different videos and facts of women breaking down the wage gap and how it's false. Mm-hmm. They never get into the details of what kind of jobs, and then they'll throw up the pregnancy thing. Well, hey, if we're equal, we're the same. Let my wife get pregnant and me take 9 months off, and so we can. But yeah, it's just they don't have the discipline to do it, man.
Major point. Fathers are definitely necessary.
If you notice, women are seeking men just like their fathers, you know, and which can be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. If you had a bad father, abusive, you often see those women seeking abusive. You know? It's crazy. Like, even one tried to make me abuse her. Like, she tried to. I'm like, no, this is not me. I mean, I'm fortunately not used to running into a guy that handles himself in a decent way. I'm sorry, but you gotta go get counseling and therapy. Mm-hmm. And the problem is they come from men like, we're gonna fix them. We're dying 10 years earlier than because we're doing more dangerous jobs. We're fixing them and ourselves, and we're trying to be tough and not go to the doctor. I mean, it didn't used to be like that.
Amazing points, man. Amazing points. Now, since a father at home is so important, what I must ask, Barracuda, a lot of young guys are wondering, does body count matter when you're trying to find a loyal wife or girlfriend? In your opinion, what do you think about that whole topic about does body counts matter?
Yeah, yes, it does, because if it didn't matter, why would women lie about it so much?
Boom.
They know it matters to us, because me personally, I've done a lot, all right? It has caused me zero trauma. I'm just more aware of certain things in women, but zero trauma. When I move to the next woman, it's like I'm giving you a fresh start. How many women can you see doing that? They move with the trauma. This guy did this guy did this. And the thing is, you hear them often say, if you lay it down right, we go together, right? That's how my last relationship. Well, it was a kind of a setup. She wanted what she wanted, and she wanted to marry me, but she wasn't marriage material. But either way it goes, it matters, because it affects women. Want to be attached. There's some sort of connection to have sex. Most of them, anyways. And guess what? If you need a connection, it can mess you up. Guys, we can just be vulnerable right there, and okay, forget about it. We want to flee the scene or leave the area. Mm-hmm. Like we're designed differently, so we can do that. We're not being penetrated mentally and physically for the most part. It just, so it matters. So men know often the woman from high counts, they have a problem attaching to men. They have a lot of trust issues, a lot of trauma. It's not. It matters. They know it matters.
100%. I 100% agree. If you could, and a lot of people ask me this, I can't put a number on it, but what number would you say to where men should watch out for that girl? Like, is it 20 bodies, 25? What would you think?
Man, look, I'll put it like this. When it comes down to it, you gotta look at how the woman composes herself. I'm not trying to deflect the question, because these women have bodies out here. A lot of them have bodies out here, man. If I have bodies like I do, listen, you gotta look at how she carries herself, and she, because they could have, those women, she had like what? This Caucasian woman, she had like 60 bodies, right? He's like, I got a high body count, and she asked me mine, and either way it goes, she's trying to judge me for mine, and I'm like, you hypocrite, you a woman. I said, who knows what happened to you? You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, I look at like, okay, you're clean, the sex is good, you're everything's straight. So I mean, I ain't gotta, but there could be other things and traumas that come with that, but it depends on how she composes herself. Because just the way women handle critique. Like, cause check this out. A man, he gets a bunch of body. He's called a hoe, right? Mm-hmm. He laugh loud, whatever. We call a woman that, she gets angry. That's why they disrespect each other with that, because they know it's the ultimate disrespect. They can't handle it, a critique. That's like, don't judge me. I'm judging you. Everything is judgment. We're humans. We judge everything. Negative, positive, neutral, we judge. Mm-hmm. It's life. So I would say, if we're upgrading 2022, maybe 30 or above 30.
Above 30, the red line, pretty much.
Probably just.
I agree, yeah. Because I get that. Especially in our 20s or 30s, yeah, for sure. Well, we got another big deal that's going on these days. They're pushing for our men to be more feminine. and show emotion. I know we listen. Us in this manosphere, we know that that's a no. You're gonna get taken advantage of so hard by a woman if you do this. But there are guys actually saying that men should show emotion more to their wives or girlfriends. What do you say about that? What say you?
All right. So Jordan Peterson, I shared a video. He said, "A good man is a dangerous man, right? Who knows how to control himself." A lot of these soft men, not used to these emotion or raised by the single mothers, they're dangerous and uncontrollable. That's why most of them are in prison. As a man, you are supposed to be a fortitude for a woman, right? You know, it's the fiction necessarily. You're supposed to be somebody she can confide in. She can cry 30 days to me. I'm not going to look at her less a woman. I can cry one day to her. But if I cry 30 days to her, she's going to look at me less as a man, whether she likes it or not. It's just biology. Because when you get to arguing, she's going to look for the weakness. I have openly cried in front of women. Like, and they were surprised. Like, I didn't affect me at all. Then when we get to arguing, it's like, remember that time when they try to get low blow? Like, hey, girl, you can't emasculate me. They're like, you're crazy. Well, I'm crazy because you can't emasculate me? I'm open into my feelings. As a gamma male EFNJ personality Cancer, I can be in tune with my emotions and balance them at the same time because I know reality. The world is bigger than me. So they want soft men. And you think of this, promoting single motherhood. It sabotages the manhood of men, raise a bunch of softer men. And that being woman-like people, they have to relate. Oh, girlfriend, I can relate to what you're doing. Oh, yeah, I did last week. I relate to you. So guess what? If a man, we can relate. They like to share connections. So the more men are more feminine, the more they're like women, the more they share connections. Oh, I can relate to you. They like talking about stuff. Mm. And plus, on top of that, it gives them a chance to take over because guess what? These men are soft. Mm. They're going to serve us. We can be in position. How have you noticed they go for positions of power? They're not trying to be bricklayers. They want to be in power. And even women do not trust women with positions of power. They do not. They do not want a pair of panties beside the cockpit. They don't. They don't want female officers. They like all I can do is put me to a position of a male officer. They said certain positions should be for the men. There's even women saying men should be the teachers because they're going to give you the hardcore truth and stop being soft. And there's a time for feelings and times for reality, and you got to balance them. If we're trying to satisfy everybody's feelings, what reality gets done? Because everybody get offended, and people went on here. Don't judge me. You're going to be judged. If I wear gray sweatpants on, I expect women to judge me in a carnal desire. If you put your booty out, you're going to be judged in a carnal desire. That's just life. But you're too worried about everybody else's opinions.
Amazing.
So, and the question again was what?
Oh, it was, should men show emotions to their girlfriends or wives?
So, you, like I said, get a therapist, show it to your parents, whatnot. Show it rarely. You can show that you can open up, but balance it. Do not keep it real. Have her something to confide in so she can. Because if you're opening up so much, or like her, who is she going to open up to? She's going to detest you.
Right.
They got to understand their nature. They got to realize we are hunters. We study them. We know how to manipulate them in a good way and a bad way. The way they move is because of us. Right? Mm-hmm. I don't need a man because what? You're supposed to need a man for what we can do. But next one.
Incredible. Hey, Barracuda, we got about 4 minutes left. But I would say incredible.
Men cheat either they're not getting them home or for a dose of femininity. It's like a drug. Just like women cheat. He wasn't man enough. A dose of masculinity. Mm-hmm. But nowadays he's got women here wearing masculine. You know how hard it is to get women to admit stuff, but ask them if they're masculine. They say I'm a little They wear it like a badge of honor. Yeah, it's crazy. I've noticed it's like the last woman I was talking to, she said no. I said I guess I could be more feminine, and she just said out of nowhere. I guess it was because I was doing things. I'm like, I didn't think about it till now. I'm like, hold on. You're supposed to do that for yourself. You do that for me. They're like transformers, man. Mm. Like you imagine if I was feminine all the time and masculine for the right woman. That's weird. Anyways, look for that. Look for a woman who ask her what makes her happy, and she tells you it's a man or something to a man. That's a caution flag. they need to find their happiness for themselves, but to stop looking for a man for happiness, because that's what Hollywood told them. Because if they're looking for a man for happiness, 9 times out of 10, when things go wrong, oh, they want to leave because I'm unhappy. Mm-hmm. Marriages and what's it called? Some differences in recognized at the 5-year rate. Oh, I wasn't happy. So you think that you have better chance now getting out here? Men like you left. Why? Because you're not happy. What are you gonna commit to me for? You know, you have to look, and you go out there with an abundance mindset, think you get another man, they're just looking at you like, no. Marriage for commitment till death do us part. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is what I mean. You gotta look at what does she see her end game as? Does she want to be a wife? Does she want to be a partner? Does she want to be an elderly home, homeless? What is her end game? Ask her that. What's her plan in life? If she's just manifesting stuff,